hope I spelled the name right, but if not, I'm gonna go back in here and I'm gonna redo it. Just give me a second. But guess what? The Tupac trial, and guess what? They live with it. You know what I'm saying? They are really showing this trial. So we're gonna kick back, we're gonna watch it. Of course, I'm not going to upload this to the channel. I'm gonna erase it after we get through watching it because I don't know, how YouTube is gonna do it. And guess what, chat? Next week, I'll be able to hit the monetization button again. August the 24th, I think. August the 24th is when I will be able to, apply to get my monetization back. So, I got to make sure everything's on the up and up. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to react to this Keefe D. I'm not going to really talk through this. I'm going to just let it play. But then after this, I'm deleting the video. You know what I'm saying? For YouTube purposes. I don't want no reused content no more. Aiden Ross, Brand Risk. Y'all got my monetization taken, bro, because all I was doing was reacting to the fight. But I didn't say nothing. So guess what? It's kind of on me because I didn't stop. I didn't react to it. I just let the fight play. And unfortunately, that got my monetization took. But guess what? It's almost been 90 days. Next week, we'll be able to apply for the monetization. So this video right here, I'm talking right now, but we finna listen to this trial, and this will not be uploaded. I'm gonna erase it as soon as it's over with. But just so we can know what's going on, I think I'm gonna start covering this trial every day. You know what I'm saying? It started today. I didn't think they were going to play it, but hey, they're letting us see it. So enough of me talking. If you coming into the chat right now, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. That's very, very important. If you watching this, I'm gonna be streaming this probably all week until it's over. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I won't be uploading it. We're gonna play it live and I'm deleting the video. So let's go, chat. Let me go and start this up, man. This is the Keefe D Tupac murder trial. Let's go.
Okay, they'll be a minute.
All right, Detective, I'm going to try and do this. Change the screen for you and now put 126 up on the screen. Ooh. Apparently screen sharing has stopped. We put it up first and then...
Let me make sure I get everything right, Chad. Let me make sure that I spelled the name right.
Can you see that now?
Make sure
Now I do. There's a little delay, but it's a affidavit of custodian records again.
Now this is the Monte Carlo, and I'm going to jump down to the first page. There's a name, Corey Edwards.
Corey Edwards.
1301 East Sloan.
Okay.
And it looks like he arrived and departed the Friday night before, the Friday the 6th into Saturday the 7th of September of 96. You see that on the right side?
I see that.
And I'm going to roll down here, a few pages in.
K-E-E.
Do you see? I could zoom in a little bit here for you.
No, I can see the writing. The Excalibur. Well, go back.
Yeah, I gotta go back.
It's zoomed too much.
There you go.
Okay, it's Excalibur, Sahara, and Luxor. No, that's my handwriting.
And so does that suggest to you that you took this record and checked to see
where those phone numbers?
The local phone numbers that are being called on it. And I'm going to roll down.
Yes, so the Excalibur was September 7th at 10:01 a.m. Sahara, September 7th at 10:26, and Luxor was at September 7th at 10:32 a.m.
Now, initially, did you have any idea who Corey Edwards was?
I did not have Corey Edwards' name until Compton gave us that name.
So now you're in Compton. You've executed search warrants. You learn about the Excalibur. You learn about the Monte Carlo and Corey Edwards. I want to kind of fast forward now. Well, you mentioned something about a pen register. Does there come a point in time when you guys learn about an individual by the name of David Keefe that might have worked at the MGM?
Yes, we learned about him. Well, it would have been related to the pen register because it goes back to, I want to say, Yafu Fula's description when I took his statement. He gave a description that I recall. He described the driver of the Cadillac having a bitch face. That's the term he used. And I may have
Hey, what's up, Star Seed?
misunderstood the terminology at the time. I might have thought bitch face meaning a younger looking face at the time, because there were some names coming up, and we had developed the name of Davion Brooks, who apparently was a Southside Compton Crip. And he was a fair-skinned black male, and we thought he kind of was a bitch face. And he was the person that the pen register was related to in a place. It was south. I can't tell you the address right off the bat. It was south of Tropicana between the Boulevard and Koval. Because all we had, I think, was a cell phone or something, and we did the pen register, but David Keith's name came up somehow in that as a worker in Las Vegas. And for some reason, I'm going off the top of my head without the reports. He had I thought a full-size Blazer, because I used to own a full-size Blazer, and there was an address in Las Vegas and I know we went out and checked that address, but it turned out nothing was there. We couldn't determine anything. But that's how that all came about, David Keefe. And I know that we ended up, because we couldn't find Davion Brooks, at the time, I don't know what they got now, we had a thing called Scope, which the people would get their sheriff's cards or criminal history would go in there, and we could flag a person. So if they were stopped by officers or arrested, that we could be notified. And so we had flagged Davion Brooks. And I believe eventually we must have been down because I was out of town, but Mike Franks and Kevin Manning went and interviewed him.
So at this point, we have the names of Orlando Anderson, you have the name of Corey Edwards, you have the name of Davion Brooks, you have the name of Davion Keefe. Kind of fast forward, but in November of '96, well, let me ask you this. Of all the people you interviewed in that car behind, was there anybody who said he thought he could make an identification?
Yafu Fula, from what I remember, thought he could ID someone possibly. I thought it was the driver, but I'd have to look at the report. He's the only person that thought they could possibly identify someone. I don't recall anybody saying they could ID the shooter.
Appreciate you.
Frank Alexander, Malcolm Greenidge, and Katari Cox were more or less more of the dark arm kind of thing.
When in November of '96 in New Jersey, does something happen to Yafula?
Unfortunately, Yafu Fula was murdered. We were notified I want to say it was Orange, New Jersey, somewhere in that area, we learned that Yafu Fula had been murdered. This was after we had made several attempts because Death Row Records, David Kenner, who was the attorney, they had told us that if we needed to talk to anybody from the Outlaws or anybody, that we needed to contact them to make arrangements. And somewhere in the reports that there's several attempts were made to try to get a hold of Yafu Fula, and we got the runaround on that.
I want to fast forward to March 9th of 1997. Did you become aware that another famous rapper by the name of Christopher Wallace, also known as Biggie Smalls, also known as Notorious B.I.G., was killed outside the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles?
Yes.
And LAPD was responsible for that investigation.
Correct.
At some point, do you have contact with Fred Miller, one of the lead detectives
Hey,
from
what's
LAPD?
up, Audatron?
Yes.
Appreciate you for joining.
And then shortly thereafter, March 17th or so, did you attempt to contact, well, let me ask you this, did you
Rest in
contact
peace,
Frank
Biggie and
Alexander to do
Tupac.
photo lineups?
For sure, for
Yes.
sure.
Mike Franks and I went down and we met Frank Alexander. If that's what the report said, it was around March 17th down in Orange
Man, bro.
County, somewhere, California. And I had taken probably, I think it was 10 photo lineups that we had prepared, because I had since the shooting and all, Frank had kind of turned around. I think he had gone cross with Death Row Records, and things turned around, and he was willing to meet with us, and that's when I showed him the photo lineups.
Judge, and I've talked to Mr. Stamp about not having to lay the foundation with each one of these with Mr. Stamp, but I have in my hand those 10 photo lineups, which are marked 76 through 85.
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection to admission?
Yes.
All right, they'll be admitted then.
And I'm going to start with number 10, which is 85. Oops. I have to go in and out here a few times. But each of these photo lineups that you have done here, did you have a reason why you had these particular people in photo lineups?
Main players that were in these photo lineups were, well, obviously Orlando Anderson was in there because of the beatdown at the MGM. I mean, and because of the information we'd acquired from Compton. Then the other people, I think Darnell Brim might have been in one of those because his name had come up. Dwayne Davis's name was in there. Terrence Brown, DeAndre Smith. There's another Davis. I think it's Dwayne Davis's brother, or he's related to him somehow. Is it Kevin Davis, I think?
Let me just share my screen and we'll go through each one by one, okay?
Yeah. I just remember there were 10 of them, and there was each person that was in the lineup. There was a reason for them being in there, just to cover our bases. We had particular people we were looking at, but we wanted to cover the basis of everybody that had come up.
So on these lineups, this is page 1, page 2, and then on the bottom, page 3 has the names of the people that are in each of those positions. Is that fair?
Those are the lineup records, yes.
And so it shows on March 17th of 1997, you would have created the photo lineup record.
What's
that's your
up,
name
chat?
down
How y'all
there.
doing? Appreciate y'all for
Yes.
joining.
And this one,
Tupac,
the
TBD
suspect is
trial.
number 6, Dwayne
We're gonna be
Davis.
streaming this all week.
Yeah,
Until it's
and
over.
I guess I probably
Appreciate y'all for
spelled
joining.
his
Whatever
name
platform
wrong.
you on.
And if we go to
We're
picture
on
number
5
6,
different platforms at the same time.
That's Dwayne
Appreciate y'all for
Davis.
joining
He's
wherever you
younger.
watching,
I mean,
whatever
obviously,
platform you on.
it's been a
Appreciate
long
30
time.
years ago, right?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Now, at this point in time, when you're showing these photo lineups, did you have a theory as to who was in this vehicle?
We had an idea from information. We didn't have anybody stepping forward to say anything in particular.
Okay. And who was it? Who did you think was in the car?
Well, the 4 names that we were leaning on was Dwayne Davis, Terrence Brown, DeAndre Smith, and Orlando Anderson. Those were the names that we've been leaning on. But again, those are just the names we had.
Right. You had no live witness to tell you.
No.
You all had confidential, reliable, the CRI that
We personally didn't even have that. I mean, I guess everybody else did, but we didn't have a name that would step forward to say anything.
I love my mom. Are you bold?
And I believe the
does that
CRIs
mean?
were even throwing out
Let me know
Darnell
what that
Brim
means.
and
I love my mom. Are
other
you
people.
bold?
I'm gonna kind of go
Oh.
through each one of these, but there's one I want to show you.
Are you trying to say that?
You've
Are you
looked
bald?
at these 10 photo lineups recently, right?
No, I'm not bald headed.
Correct.
And then there's another 6 photo lineups that you have where there's just a handwritten log that goes with them.
Keep
Right.
your D bald
Yeah,
headed.
and after looking at those, I'm wondering if those are photo lineups that I did later, because the 4 girls that I think Mike interviewed that night at the shooting scene, I had attempted to get in touch with them, and I think I talked to a couple of them, and 1 or 2 of them lived in the LA area. And either, I think it was LAPD, we had sent some lineups to them to look at. Those might have been the lineups we sent to them, actually.
If I was
Because it
in the
was,
car, I wouldn't
what,
have said nothing.
97 or
He
98?
must have thought.
And I think
time
technology
went by.
might have got a little better by then.
Yep, that's what
So
he
let
thought.
me
Star.
look out here. Judge, I have in my hand the log of the 86, and then state proposed exhibits 87 through.
Thought they couldn't
91
come back
for
and
the
get
other
him.
6 lineups. 5 lineups.
That's exactly what he thought.
No objection. I'm sorry, Your Honor. No objection.
They'll be there.
So let me start with the log for you, and then we're going to go back to the other ones for just a minute, but let me pull up the log first. Oops. I'm sure there's more technologically advanced if you were younger. If I were younger, we could figure out how to do this easier, but
You're doing better than me, so.
these are the logs. This is the logs you wrote for each one of those lineups, right? So you had Orlando Anderson in one, Darnell Brim in another, Roger.
Sure, these are probably notes that I wrote down because we were just trying to put something together to send off. Because I'm seeing, well, Roger Williams would have been, wasn't a Southside Crip. From what I remember, he was a mob guy or something. He was the opposite of everybody else.
Roger Williams, do you recall his nickname being Neckbone?
Yes, because I think we got to talk to him briefly down in Compton.
The name Jerry Bonds was the name that was
Jerry-
coming up?
Jerry Bonds was a name that came up very, very early on. And I think Compton had it. And as time went on, Jerry Bonds' name kind of was fading out. I think he's a South Side Compton Crip, but as things went on, his name just started disappearing, even from the informants.
And then the last one on there is Big Dre or
Yeah.
DeAndre Smith.
DeAndre Smith, who is the guy that we think was in the back seat with Orlando Anderson.
Now I'm going to go to the DeAndre Smith photo lineup, and that's 91.
He already snitched on everybody else. It would be great if he took the stand and implicated Diddy too.
And
I
he'd
bet
be in
Diddy's
position
scared.
number 3, correct? Oh wait, you
guess
can't
so.
see it. I didn't share it with you yet.
Nothing's popped up yet, so.
Let me share it with you.
I hope he take the stand. That's what I hope.
But if your log has him in position number 3, that'd be him in number 3, correct?
gonna have to
Looking
take
at
the
yeah,
stand.
that face kind of looks
My
familiar.
opinion.
And that number 15 would be my writing. So this is one of the later photos. Yes. And this this is definitely one of the later photos. This is one we had early on.
So now I want to go to photo lineup that you wrote as number 1, which is States Exhibit number 76. Can't believe I have to stop the share every time, but I'm going to zoom in here on number 2 and then share it with you here. Maybe. The person there in number 2, that appears to be DeAndre Smith, correct?
Yes. That's probably an early photo because what I'm looking at, I think, is probably, I don't know if those were California DMV photos or what, because from what I recall, we had to cut the pictures out because the backgrounds were all different colors,
Well,
and
I'm
we
gonna
were
put up a
trying
poll,
not
Chad.
to make different colors on the photo lineup,
Put up
so
a
we didn't
poll. Let me see.
come into conflict down the road with anybody. I think Mr. Sanford agreed. If you have a yellow, red, blue, that causes issues. So that's why we did this. And this is all we had that was
Poll
available at
real
the time.
quick, Chad.
So I want to roll down here. The weird thing about this record is
Number 6 didn't have a name.
number 6 didn't have a name, but also number 2, even though it's a picture of DeAndre
We
Smith,
will be streaming this.
the record you
to
have
the
is
end,
Andre
Chad.
Norton. Is that possibly an AKA for
We'll be
Mr.
streaming this
Smith?
to the end.
Probably. We're talking what, 97? Yeah. Andre Norton. I'd have to look at his rap sheet. I don't know. But because there's no ID number over there, that's probably what it is. Because usually if there's an ID number, that's a Metro thing. And DeAndre Smith, whatever, wouldn't have had anything, because I don't think he had a history with Las Vegas.
Now, as I go through each of these photo lineups that you have, let's go to number 2, which is States Exhibit number 77.
All right, Chad. I just
And
put up the poll. Let me know what y'all think
We roll
about this,
down
Chad.
here.
Will Keefe
Oh,
D be
I guess
found
I should share it
guilty
for you, so
for
you
the
know what
murder
I'm
of
talking about.
Tupac? We will be live streaming this all week, however long this is going to last.
We-
But of course, I
we
will be
roll down here,
deleting
and
the
position
screen
number 3 is Orlando
when
Anderson.
it's over.
Is that right?
Okay?
Because
You're right.
And
not gonna do
position
that
number
much
3 is
talking.
Orlando.
Yes.
so we can listen
That's
to the
Orlando.
testimony.
He had a
And
pretty
doing
recognizable
it like
face.
this.
And again,
is
that
what
would have
got
been
my
a similar
monetization
deal where
too.
the backgrounds were all
So I
different
got
colors,
until
so
next
that's
week
why we had to cut
to
them
get my
out.
monetization back. I'll be able to reapply next week. The 90 days is almost up, Chad. I'm not going to risk monetization, you know. So these streams that we do, that I won't do that much talking, we're going to delete
I'm going to share with you
the stream.
70.
So this stream will not be uploaded. We're going to delete the streams when it's over with. But I'm going to
And
stream
then
this every
show you
single
down
day.
at the bottom.
It just won't be uploaded. So I
Darnell
want to put
Brenn's
that
in
out there
position
so
number
the people.
1.
So if y'all want to rewatch the stream, I'm going to delete the video so it
Yeah,
won't be
when I
up.
saw the picture, it looked like him up in the,
Because I'm not going to do that much
something
talking.
about the faces that kind of.
When you're doing streams like this,
Would that be
Yeah.
Darnell Brenn?
when you reacting to
That would
different
be
type of
Darnell
content,
Brim.
you must add commentary. And
Let's go to number 4.
I'm not going to do that much talking. Appreciate y'all for joining. Appreciate y'all for joining. I'm your host, the one and only Stock Sniper. This is the Freedom of Speech channel. We are on 6 different platforms at one time. So whatever platform you watching,
Position
it's a
number
like
5 would
button.
be Jerry Bonds.
Somewhere it's a subscribe button.
And if we roll
If
up
all
here,
else, subscribe to the channel.
in position number
We
5,
will
we
be
have Jerry
streaming
Bonds.
Correct.
PPD
Yes.
murder trial. He's
Okay.
on trial for the murder of Tupac. So we will be streaming this all week until it's over. If it lasts a month, we're going to do it for a month. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you think Keefe is going to be found guilty for murdering Tupac? All that
Number
talking he's
5,
been
we
doing,
roll down to the bottom.
telling all the
State's
business
exhibit number
on all these different
80.
social media platforms
Vivian
for
Brooks.
the money.
Yeah.
Davion Brooks in position number
Really
5.
come back
If we
to
roll
home.
up here, that's
In my
Davion Brooks in
opinion,
position
KPD
number 5.
must take the trial.
Yeah.
You know, and all
And
he,
that's the
in my opinion, chat, all he's really going to
Potentially
say
young kid based upon what you
is all a lie. I
caused
was
you
just
guys
doing
to
it for
pen and all those
educational
other
purpose
things.
only.
He's
Just
the guy
because-
who did the pen register
That's his
on.
defense.
Yes.
Will that get him off?
Number 6.
We're gonna see. But he has to get on stream, not on stream.
And this will be
He has to
state's
get on the
exhibit number
stand and talk, in my
81.
opinion.
I gotta share it with you. We roll down here. David Keefe is in position number 1, and so that would be David Keefe.
Yes. And the reason we put the tape on there is I think those are probably ID numbers or something. So we're again trying not to create problems with the different booking photos or something. And I don't know if this is a booking thing or a sheriff's card, but we just covered them up to lessen the conflict.
You learned during the course of your investigation that Mr. Keith worked at the MGM, which meant he must have a work card, ergo he must have a photo.
At a minimum, he had to have a work card, yes.
Hold the next one. Oops. Number 82. There we go. We roll down to 82, and in spot number 5 is Kevin Davis.
Kevin Davis, yeah.
And number 5 is a photograph of Kevin Davis.
Okay, yes.
And your understanding is that Mr. Davis, Kevin Davis, is Dwayne Davis's brother.
I think that's what it was. I knew he was a relative. For some reason, I thought they were brothers.
You recall a point in time when a .40 caliber Glock was found on Mr. Davis?
I don't remember if it was on him. The only there's two firearms that I can recall. I know that Mike Coette from the LA County Sheriff's Office had a firearm. If that was on him, then that would be it. He mentioned a Glock 40, and I had him enter those cartridges into what we had was drug fire then. I don't know if they still have it. And then I had our firearms people do the comparison on that.
And ultimately, that wasn't your murder weapon.
The firearms examiner said it was not the weapon.
And so, drug fire, which is, I think, the jury will hear later, is now called NIBIN. But drug fire was a way for photographs of casings to be put into a computer, and then somebody somewhere else could check casings that were found and see if they matched the same gun, casing to casing.
Yeah, the forensics guys that do all those firearms things, they know how to do all that stuff. All I know is if I get the information, I ask the people to enter it in to drug fire at the time, and then those firearms people know what to do. I depend on them.
So we only got two more here. Let's do your number 8, which is going to be my 83. In position number 2 is Terry Brown.
Terry Brown.
You see that right there? It says Terry Brown.
I don't see the photo lineup yet. I just see the lineup record.
Yeah.
Haven't.
Terry Brown would be in position number 2, correct?
Yeah, he's going to be in number 2. Okay. And I don't. Oh, there he is.
And
Yeah.
Photo number 2 is Terrence Brown.
That's the old photo. Yes.
And then the last record I have for you, Detective. Well, I have to share my screen with you. Excuse me a second. State's Exhibit number 84. You have Corey Edwards in position 3.
Okay.
And when we roll up here to position number 3, that'd be Corey Edwards.
Yeah. Does he always have that beard? I don't remember. It's been so long, but yeah.
Now, when you showed Mr. Alexander these photo lineups, was he able to pick anybody out?
He said he could not.
And do you know where Mr. Alexander is today?
From what I was told, he committed suicide, so he's deceased.
Did you attempt to show those photo lineups to Malcolm Greenridge?
I think it was the next day, because what started this was a newspaper article. So we went and met Malcolm with Reggie Wright Jr. And I think I learned later, because there's a report, that there's some other guy came with him. We met them at the Compton Police Department, and we sat down with Malcolm and we offered to show him these photo lineups. And Malcolm said he never wanted to see the lineups because he said he could never identify anybody. So basically, he declined to look at the photo lineups.
you mentioned a news story. What was in the news story that caused you to think you should go probably talk to Mr. Green?
There's a reporter named Chuck Phillips that was working for the LA Times at the time that was, well, that's my
Most
opinion.
man.
Anyhow, Chuck Phillips was writing an article claiming that there were two witnesses that the Metropolitan Police Department were refusing to talk to, Frank Alexander and Malcolm Greenidge. When we got a hold of Frank Alexander and Malcolm Greenidge, they both stated that the words that Chuck Phillips used were not their words, that they had never said those words, and that Malcolm Greenidge said he said he could never identify anybody, so he had no reason to look at the photo lineups. Frank Alexander basically said the same thing, that the story was not the way he had told it.
Now, you were a homicide detective in Las Vegas, Nevada, Clark County, right?
Correct.
This crime appears to have come from Compton and returned shortly thereafter to Compton, right? All the witnesses, everything is there, correct?
Everybody that is related to this crime that we know of is coming from California, yes.
And so, are you a peace officer in California? You got the same powers you have here in Las Vegas?
No.
And how many times did you trip to California, generally, in an effort to talk to people about this particular case?
We made 10 to 12 trips to California. Not all of those trips were with law enforcement because it came a time where we weren't necessarily wanting to deal with law enforcement. So we went down there that many times to try and to contact different people. In fact, every time we went to California, we tried to contact Death Row Records, but got the runaround, so.
So ultimately, were you left with any avenue to further your investigation?
The only thing we ever got was we ended up the revocation hearing for Suge Knight, where I ended up providing a videotape of from the MGM for the DA's office down there.
Let me ask you about that. Let me ask you about that. So, Suge Knight, at the time that he is involved at this fight with Orlando Anderson at the MGM, he is on probation, both federal and state probation in California, correct?
That's the way it was presented to us, yes.
And at that particular hearing, did he call a witness in his defense to claim he was trying to stop the fight?
Orlando Anderson was subpoenaed as a witness for for Suge Knight.
This guy right here, Chad,
And did he testify
was a
that
police
Suge Knight
officer.
was trying to help him, not hurt him?
He was a police officer.
Orlando Anderson, apparently, because I wasn't allowed in the courtroom, but apparently Orlando Anderson testified in court that day that Suge Knight was trying to help him.
And then were you the witness that laid the foundation for the videotape that disputed that testimony at that revocation hearing?
Because I had talked to Orlando Anderson in Compton the day of the search warrants, and he told me differently, I was there as an impeachment witness in case Orlando decided to tell the story that he did tell. And I testified that Orlando told me otherwise, that Suge Knight and Tupac basically beat him down.
He'll be the only one on trial. Most man, 14 people in here. Let's get the likes up.
Mr. Smith.
Detective Becker, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I just need to follow up with a couple things. Let me start off with this. So you talked a little bit about your powers as a police officer in Nevada. You had mentioned that those police powers end at the border of Nevada. Is that what I heard before?
Yeah, our basic law enforcement powers are within Nevada.
And and as a result, what that means is when you enter into another state, you're technically not a police officer per se. I mean, you are a police officer, but you don't have a jurisdiction. Is that how you would frame it?
Correct. If we were, say, to want to arrest someone in another state, I mean, you could have someone arrest them, but you'd have to go through an extradition proceeding to bring someone over to Nevada. So, and that takes time. It's not like you can just go grab a guy and bring him back to Nevada.
Right. Now, in terms of your work here on this case, I just wanted to make sure that I was clear on a couple things. We went through a lot of photo lineups, right?
Correct.
And you had referenced to me a little bit about the photo lineups, and fair to say, of course, you know, as a defense attorney, you want to make sure that each photo lineup does not suggest the answer to the question.
We
right?
need Pinky to cross-examine
So
TPD.
back in those days, you're cutting pictures, you're actually cutting photographs out and just pasting them in such a way to try to eliminate backgrounds and so forth, so that the person that's looking at the photo lineup won't be suggested as to what the answer is.
That's what our attempt was. Yes, sir.
Now, just for the jury's edification, when someone is being shown a photo lineup, they're in a room.
We got 10
you
votes,
see the
Chad,
photo
with
lineup,
50-50 on
and
the
then at that
votes.
point, you wait for them to
Appreciate
respond
all 10
and
people
see
that voted.
which one of the 6
We
people in there
50-50
they
on the
recognize.
vote.
Right?
Well, you'd show the lineup and ask them if they recognize anybody in the lineup. That's you don't say who in this lineup, you know, do you recognize? You just say, do you recognize anybody in the lineup?
Right, and the reason why you ask that question that way is you do not want to suggest an answer to your question. Or
Correct. You don't want to try and make them lean towards anybody in particular.
right, because there are instructions that are part of those photo lineups that say there may not be a person at all that we're interested in the 6 people that we present to you, right? You could have a photo lineup with nobody in it that you would have as a target. Fair?
That's a fair statement. Yes, sir.
Now, in this particular regard, once a person sees who that person believes to be somebody associated with whatever investigation you're looking at, they typically would circle the picture and maybe put down a percentage of how sure they are of that person being the person that's involved in something. Is that how that works?
Yeah, typically what I would do anyhow is I'd have them initial the back of the photograph, the particular photograph of the person.
Right.
And if there was a percentage, yeah, I would have them put that on there, say it 80%, 60%, whatever that is, you know, or 100%, whichever.
Now, of course, during this time period, as you are putting together these photo lineups, the majority of the individuals that the state
Let me think
identified in this
something.
photo lineup are people that are associated with Southside Crips. Would that be an accurate description?
I believe everybody was, I don't remember, was Roger Williams one of them? Because he's not a Crip. He's a Piru or mob guy. So he's a Blood.
I think
But
they're
everybody else was a Crip, yes.
right. And so, because you were under the premise that there was a gang war, that the Southside Crips had actually shot at Tupac and Suge Knight because they were Piru Blood, and so you were identifying just Southside Crips and putting them into photo lineups. Is that how that worked?
Yeah, we
There you
were
go.
using Crips because that was the information. Again, we were basing a lot of things off the information we were getting from Compton.
Right, and even so, even as you're receiving this information from Compton, even as you sit here right now, sir, you weren't comfortable necessarily with all of the information you were receiving from Compton, right?
We weren't comfortable with certain things in Compton, yes.
For instance, the way they were conducting their business as law enforcement in Compton was not the way you would recommend or know that Metro would do here in Las Vegas. Fair?
We witnessed a couple of interview techniques that we weren't comfortable with, yes.
Appreciate y'all
Yes, sir.
for hitting the like
Now,
button.
in addition, as you are having these photo lineups, did these photo lineups ever go to anyone back in Las Vegas? For instance, We've
This
heard some
is the
testimony
Tupac
from
murder
some
trial.
females
Kiki
that
D
were
is
in a
on
vehicle,
trial
some other
for
people
the
maybe that
murder
would have
of
been at the
Tupac.
scene. Were those
Going
photo
to be
lineups ever
screaming this
shown to anyone that
whole
was, like the
process.
girls in the Sebring or anything like that?
That's where I'm wondering. I think there was 5 photos later on that are shown, not the original 10. I don't remember the exact number, but there are 5 later photos. And I think I mentioned it during my earlier testimony that we sent to, I believe, someone in LAPD. And I know that of the 4 girls in the Sebring, I only think 1 or 2 said they were willing to look at the photo lineups. And I think photo lineups were sent to LA so they could show them to those
And do you
1 or 2
recall?
girls.
Do you
Yes.
recall what the results were of those photo lineups being sent to the girls in LA?
I don't believe they identified anybody.
And fair to say that in this particular regard, the photo lineup that shows Terrence Brown, no one, as far as you know, no one identified Terrence Brown as being in a vehicle, even in Las Vegas on September 7th, 1996.
Yeah, if Terrence Brown was in one of those photo lineups, then he wasn't identified, correct?
How about DeAndre Smith? Was he ever identified by anybody in a photo line and his photo lineup as being present in Las Vegas, Nevada on September 7th, 1996?
I don't recall anybody being identified in a photo lineup.
Okay. Now, in addition to that, sir, your testimony was that you were the primary detective on this case originally.
Myself and Mike Franks, we didn't really have a lead, but yeah.
All right. You drew the short straw basically on this one, right?
Well, I guess I'm the guy that his name is all over everything, but yeah.
Well, congratulations. Let me ask you this question though: as a police officer, did you write reports of all of your activity that you did during the course of this investigation?
Anytime we did something, I did an officer's report. I know Mike Franks did several reports too, yes.
And would there ever be a time during the time that you were handling this investigation that you would have chosen not to have written a officer's report?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
No. If we'd had a trip, especially any trip we did out of state, anything where we went out and did anything, I'd have done an officer's report. Back in the day, apparently they do things a little different. Even if it was a 1 paragrapher, we did officer's reports.
And as far as you know, based upon your knowledge of what happened to your file after you left, is the file complete in terms of your reports and what you did in this case?
When I left, it was, yes.
Is it now?
I don't know. I've never seen the case file, so I don't know what it looks like now. I've heard rumors.
Now, the district attorney's office had forwarded over to you some documents to help you with your preparation for testimony here today, right?
Correct.
Were those documents all of the officers' reports that you wrote while you were on this investigation?
No.
Now, in addition to that, sir, you had testified a little bit about the Luxor, I think. You had mentioned something about there was some information that Tupac and Suge Knight had both had rooms at the Luxor. Is that correct?
Hey, what's up,
That's the
ATM
information we
Tim?
had, yes, sir.
Okay. In addition to that, was there any video that was captured of the vehicles that had gone to the Luxor to pick up Tupac while he was at the Luxor?
I don't remember a specific video of the vehicles. I mean, there was hearsay of vehicles, but I don't remember specific videos.
Now,
Off the top of my head, I don't.
right. And because you were the lead detective, of course, you're accumulating all of the information that's being gathered, sometimes from other police officers in furtherance of your investigation, right?
Yeah, if it's given to me, yes, and it's put into the case file, yes.
Right. And so with regards to the Luxor incident, you learned and you had put into your officer's report that Tupac Shakur was picked up with some people, looks like around 10 o'clock at the ballet. Do you recall that?
I did not, I don't think I did an officer's report reference the ballet, no.
I have a document here. Looks like your
Okay.
signature is at the bottom as the officer.
If you could show it to me, like I said, I've seen some documents from this that I don't recall, but if you have it, show it to me. I'd be happy. And
Do you want me to run it over for you right now?
yeah, if you could
Kidding,
show
I'm
it to
kidding.
me.
Let me do
I just don't
this.
recall it.
Now, I believe that we had submitted some documents for your review as well. Do you recall the documents
Right.
that we reviewed?
I remember, because I remember you showing me a document from LA that I didn't remember too. So,
Right.
But it's
This
been a
would-
while. So
This would be titled the Murder or Attempt Murder Supplement. Do you recall that document?
okay, wait a minute. Is this the report with Beard on it?
Correct. That's right.
Oh, okay, that report. Now I remember that report. Yes,
And I apologize if I wasn't clear enough. But
okay. I remember that report. Yes.
And in that report, for instance, there was a discussion about the number of vehicles that had pulled up to pick up Tupac, and one of the vehicles that was there was a Cadillac that was white with 4 black males in it. Do you recall that?
Correct.
Okay. So the way we're looking at it right now is Tupac comes out of the Luxor, he gets picked up in a long caravan of cars, and the last car is a white Cadillac with 4 black males in it. Right?
Correct.
Okay. And that's based upon your investigation.
Correct.
Now, in addition to that, we talked a little bit about the pen registers. Can you explain to the jury what a pen register is?
Pen register isn't the same as a pen register is more or less you're getting a number and you're more or less recording those numbers.
So
It's not quite the same as you're recording phone calls and listening to them, where in that particular case you actually have people in a room and they're actually listening to calls, and if the call is not pertaining to your investigation, you're supposed to turn it off and not listen to it. It's something that's not pertaining to it. And that a pen register is more or less information to record calls. It's a tool to assist you in your investigation if it turns out to be something that's valuable. That was the intent.
right.
When we did the pen register, we never got to do it because we did the pen register. You have to file it with the county, and lo and behold, the next day it was in the newspaper. So basically, it was a waste of time.
Well, I mean, for instance, the pen register would be you would target someone's phone number,
ADHD, everything.
right? And so
Correct. That was the intent.
and the pen register would record the numbers that were either going to that phone number or that phone number making phone calls out of that to other phones.
That was the intent.
Now, in this case, can you tell us, for instance, what Keefe D's phone number was at that particular time?
I couldn't tell you. No.
And with regards to the phone records that we had received, there were some numbers that were either from the Monte Carlo, and I don't know if it was from the Luxor, but do any of those phone numbers register back to a pager? Because this is 1996, right? So it's got to be a pager, or maybe, I don't know. I don't know what was around 1996 besides the pager.
I believe those phone numbers were actually the phone numbers to the hotels themselves.
Right. And so outside of that, we don't have any fact that Keefe D's pager or phone number was either dialed to or received in from either the Luxor or the Monte Carlo is what's been shared here today, right?
Not on those calls, sir.
Now, in addition to that, you had mentioned as well the search warrants that occurred in Compton. Now, these search warrants that occurred, fair to say that they also, they were doing these search warrants to try to retrieve firearms to help quell or to suppress any potential violence in Compton. Is that the reason or purpose for those search warrants?
I don't know what, it was their search warrant. I can't tell you what the purpose, other than my understanding was there was an arrest warrant for Orlando Anderson. All that other stuff, that's Compton's thing.
Yeah.
It was their search warrant.
And in terms of that search warrant, did you ever see the results, or was Keefe D's house or residence in Compton searched as well?
I don't remember. I'd have to. The return had so much information on there. I'd have to sit there and look at it again. I just don't remember right off the top of my head if Keefe D's house was on that return or not.
No worries, sir. And in terms of your investigation, did you ever have to deal directly with Reggie Wright Jr.?
The only face-to-face, and it would have been brief, would have been at Compton when he brought Malcolm Greenidge in, but I don't think there was any talk. And the reason we probably didn't talk to him was because his dad was a lieutenant at Compton.
And what did that mean to you as to why you wouldn't talk to him because his dad was a lieutenant?
Right, wrong, or indifferent, our feeling was, well, if your dad's a Compton lieutenant and you're the head of Death Row Records security, I just have a problem with the communications line there. Maybe I'm being distrustful on that. I just worry about what's being said between the two parties.
Were you aware during the course of your investigation that Reggie Wright Jr. instructed his people to lie to you?
I was told later on by Frank Alexander that he said that, yes.
In addition to that, we had talked a little bit about the video footage that was captured at the MGM. Did you at any point when you looked at that video footage observe or see Dwayne Davis, Keefe D, in that surveillance video?
No.
And then finally, your recollection is, so you wake up in the morning, you get the call, you arrive on scene, and when you get there, you had said, and this might be an old Nevada saying, but everyone skedaddled before I got there. You remember saying something like that? Did you, during that time period, ever observe a white Cadillac sitting there waiting for somebody inside to talk to either yourself or any other police officers about what happened at the scene?
No.
And then finally, you had mentioned a little bit about Suge Knight, and you had said that you believed that he was timid or afraid when he showed up with 3 attorneys to talk to you.
Yeah, I think he was rather timid, yes.
Sure. And it would be fair to say, of course, that you don't know why he was timid, right? I mean, he's walking in with 3 attorneys. I mean, is he worried that he's going to get caught doing something wrong, or is he there because he's worried about something else? You don't know, right?
I don't know why he was. It's just I'm sitting there thinking, one, why the victim showing up with 3 attorneys? That was just an odd thing to me.
Right. Thank you, sir. I have no further questions.
Any redirect, Mr. Jekyll? Okay.
Try to see how old is Keefe D right now. Keefe D.
Of course.
How old is Keefe D right now? He's 63 years old. So Keefe D is 10 years older than me. So when this happened, Keefe D was 33 years old.
All right, detective.
And I was 23.
I'm going to jump in here just
1996 was a
little
crazy
bit.
year.
Hold on 1 second while I get
Literally.
ready so that we can share some screens here.
Especially for me. For me, Chad, 1996 was a crazy year.
And of course, now I can't get that thing to come up so I can share the screen because it is in the way.
Chris, 79. Chris, who gives a shit? I just wanted to know, bro. So back, Keefe D was 33 years
I found
old
it. Here we go. I want to start
when this
with
occurred.
an aerial that's been admitted as State's Exhibit number 1.
I was 23,
I'm going to put it up big for you here. Can you see that?
1996. 30 years
Yeah,
ago.
okay, yeah, now I do.
What a crazy, crazy year.
So
Wait, let's see. Let me see.
your understanding is that Suge and the entourage were coming down this way, westbound on Flamingo towards the 662 Club.
Yeah, Flamingo towards Cobol, yes.
And after the shooting, what's your understanding as to what Mr. Suge?
Did you say westbound or eastbound?
I'm sorry, they
I'm
were
sorry.
heading eastbound towards the 662, correct?
Correct.
What's your understanding as to what Suge and the majority of that entourage do after the shooting?
My understanding is once the shooting happened, they made a U-turn, went westbound on Flamingo, southbound on the boulevard, Las Vegas Boulevard, and came to a stop. If that red dot is at Las Vegas Boulevard and Harmon, that's where they came to a stop.
And it wasn't just Mr. Knight's vehicle that was stopped at that location. There were a number of other cars that were part of that entourage that remained at the scene for photographing. Is that correct?
My understanding, because obviously Frank Alexander and the other three gentlemen were there, so their car must have been there. If Kevin Woods got talked to, and I think there was somebody else, so I'm guessing their car was there. If there were other cars there, no one said anything about it. So I don't know how many. I remember the car that Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur were in was there in the intersection.
Right. And two of the wheels have been blown out from hitting a curb.
The rims were banged up from going over the median there in the middle of the Flamingo.
So, and then the entire crime scene would have been taped off by initial patrol officers, correct?
Yeah, I remember the street was pretty well taped off from what I recall.
And when they put crime scene tape up, they put crime scene tape up around the entire area they're trying to protect. Whether or not the people that were in those vehicles stayed at that location, there are more than one vehicle that's taped off in this scene. Would you agree with that?
They should be. They should be taping off a wider area than a smaller area. It's easier to come in than to go out.
So this is going to make me kick me back in and out every time, but let's go through this.
Well, what I'm saying is, if you're going to tape off an area, you'd rather make it bigger than start smaller, because it's easier to start bigger and close it than to start small and make it wider, because once you made it small, you got looky-loos, everybody coming in. It's tough to get people out then.
So now I'm going to share this photograph. That's the rear of Mr. Shakur and Suge Knight's vehicle, or at least appears to be, correct?
This is at the scene, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I see the tape in the distance. Okay. And then,
that's exhibit number 6.
okay, is this on the boulevard?
I believe the testimony is that this vehicle is Las Vegas Boulevard in Harmon.
Okay, I see the black and white up ahead just because I see the reflective from the door.
So I'm going to go through exhibit number.
What's that white car?
Well, we're going to go through all of these for you in
Okay,
just a second. Of course, I got to do this the hard way. So now I'm going to show you number 20. Give me a second. I don't know why this thing won't roll up for me when it's photographs. There's obviously a different black BMW that's inside. If you look real close on the right side, the crime scene.
Okay. Okay.
There is 22. Oh, I'm going to click out of this.
I'm guessing that license plate number is on the report, so.
You just click through. That's 23. Now we're looking at 24. Share my screen. There's a black Lexus within the crime scene tape.
Okay.
Stop sharing.
So all those cars that are in that line to the side is just regular traffic thing going by, I take it.
Then within the tape, this is State's exhibit number 24. There's a silverish Mercedes.
Okay. So is Kevin Woods is probably in at least one of these.
And then 26. There, 26. Also in the tape, there's white. I think if you zoom in really close down here, which I don't know if I can do on here. But
Yeah.
oh, I can do this. There you go.
And it's probably the license. Oh, it's a
Dodge Avenger.
okay, a Dodge Avenger. Okay, and the license plate number. Because I remember on the original crime report, there are license plate numbers on vehicles, and I'd have to look at it to see what they match up to.
And then Mr. Sampt asked you questions about going to the Luxor.
Hey, what's up, John?
Okay.
Appreciate you for coming
Do you
through.
recall those questions?
Yes.
Would it refresh your memory as to exactly what you found out at the Luxor to review that report that you generated?
Uh-huh.
Okay. There we go. Why is it not coming up? Stop. Share this one more time. Let's see if this works. There we go. All right. All right, here we go.
Right, Brian Beard, yeah. Okay.
So The beginning is just sort of a little paragraph that you wrote about what the investigation is about.
That's just a very brief synopsis about what happened the night of the shooting, yes.
Now, you indicated you talked to Brian Beard, who was working security at the Luxor.
Correct.
At about 10 p.m., he saw Mr. Shakur with a large group of people at the valet. Shakur and his group entered numerous vehicles and drove onto Las Vegas Boulevard around 10:30.
Right.
Beard recalls a black two-door Mercedes, a dark-colored Hummer, a two-tone van, and a black four-door Mercedes or BMW in the entourage.
Yeah. And the Hummer was supposed to be MC Hammer. I remember that.
Okay. And then you also talked to Angel Zavala.
Right.
He was working as well. His recollection of the vehicles were there was a white Dodge Caravan, a black BMW or Mercedes, and two other black vehicles. Two white vehicles were also behind the group. Zavala said he thought the last car was a Cadillac or Buick with four black males, was what he reported.
Right. That correct.
Thank you, Judge. I have nothing further.
Okay. Any requests?
Just real quick, Detective Becker, with regards to that last line, the last line is that the last white vehicle was either a Cadillac or a Buick, right? So the Cadillac was a white Cadillac.
Correct. That's the way that's worded, yes.
All right.
Either a white Cadillac or Buick, yes.
All right. No further questions. Thank you.
Anything else?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, any questions for this witness? Seeing no hands, thank you. You are excused. Have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, State, any additional witnesses for today?
Will we approach Judge?
Come on.
All right, Chad. What's up, Chad? Appreciate y'all for joining. This is the Tupac murder trial. If you don't know, I'm going to tell you right now. That's exactly what it is. I didn't think they were really going to show us this stuff, Chad. I didn't think that they were going to actually have cameras in the courtroom. Appreciate the judge for letting us watch this amazing trial. I'm going to be streaming this trial. Probably not all day, but I'm going to be streaming this trial every day, at least an hour or hour and a half. You know, I won't, a lot of people that rock with the channel don't want me to talk, so I'm not going to do really that much talking, but this video and these videos won't be uploaded. So after this, after I end this stream, I will crash the video.
Take another 15-minute break while we try to get some Zoom things going. During this recess, you are admonished not to talk or converse amongst yourselves or with anyone else on any subject connected to the trial, or read, watch, or listen to any report or commentary on the trial of any person connected with this case by any medium of information, including without limitation, newspaper, television, the internet, and radio, or form or express any opinion on any subject connected with the trial until it is submitted to you. We'll see you guys back 3:30. Please rise for the jury.
All right, chat. So they're going to take a little 15-minute break. We got 14 people in the building, 14 likes. I'm trying to think of what I should do right now. Should I stay or should I take a 15-minute break too and re-jump start the live? I'm trying to think about that right now, chat. This trial is going to be pretty good, I think. But Keefe D has to take the stand, Chad. Keefe D has to take the stand. So, but yeah, Chad, as I was talking about the streaming part of it, I'm not going to do that much talking. We're going to watch the stream and interact with each other here and there. Any comments you got about it, drop it in the chat. I'm not going to do that much talking. We're going to pay attention to the trial. Because if I'm running my mouth all the time, I can't really pay attention to what's being said, and I really want to know. I really want to pay attention to this. And also, I'm gonna have to delete the live because I got one more week before I can hit that monetization button again. If you don't know, they took my monetization for playing stuff like this and not saying nothing. So I had to reevaluate how I'm gonna do it. So from now, when I get my monetization back, and from now on, when we're watching things that's going on around the world, trials and whatever's happening with politics or whatever's going on around the world, and it's something that we need to pay attention to, those live streams won't be uploaded. That way they can't take my monetization again. So what I'm gonna do is when I don't talk, those videos will be deleted. So that's how we're gonna rock with it. I've been waiting 90 days and I learned a lot during these 90 days. So next week, I'll be able to hit that monetization button. A lot of people say, Stock Sniper, man, what happened to your monetization? Well, I did what the chat wanted me to do. The chat wanted me to shut up and just play whatever we playing. I did it, and they took my monetization. So this time we're gonna do it different. I'm still gonna run the shows like I do. It's just the ones that are very, very important, and I need to shut up. Those videos won't be uploaded. So that's the path I'm going from now on. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to get my monetization back. So next week, I'll be back on with it. Next week, I'll be able to reapply. So this video chat, it won't be uploaded. So if the people that's watching, I'm not going to do that much talking. When the trial is on, I'm shutting up so we can get what we need to get. I just won't upload it. You know what I'm saying? That's how we're gonna rock it. So I appreciate y'all for joining the chat. We're on a 15-minute break. So I think I'm going to end this live and come back, when they come back on. That's what I think I'm going to do. So at this time, if you just not joining the channel, I'm going to react to this all week. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and cut on post notification bells. So let's see about the votes. All right, we got 20 votes. Bro, chat, every time I do votes, every time I do a poll, it's always close like this. We got 20 votes. Will Keefe D be found guilty for Tupac's murder? 55% of the people say yes. Well, it's changing. 52 of the people say yes. 48% of the people say no. Bro, that's one thing I love about this chat. When we vote, the votes be close. So, man, if that's the case, this is going to be a great, great, great trial. It's going to be a great trial. And Keefe D has to take the stand. Matter of fact, when I come back, chat, that's going to be the next question. Should Keefe D take the stand? That's going to be the next question. Yep, that's going to be the next question, chat. So give me 15 minutes. Whenever they come back on, I will be back. So come back and rock with me, chat. Come back and rock with me. We're going to watch this together. And, this is the Freedom of Speech channel. So drop your comments. Let me know what you think. We can interact together. I'm going to come in here and there, answer some questions, read some comments, but majority of the time, I'm going to just let it play. Because guess what? We don't want to miss anything. We don't want to miss nothing. So we got, let's see, we got 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes before they come back. In my opinion, when they do come back, chat, I'm thinking that it's going to be about another hour, maybe an hour and a half. And then they're going to recess for the day. That's what I think going to happen. So yeah, I'll be right. We got 25 votes now, and it's still close, 52 to 48. Keep the votes coming in, chat. Keep the votes coming in. Hey, what's up, Chris? Appreciate you for joining. Appreciate you for joining. Everybody that's watching this, whatever platform you own, if you're on Kick, Twitch, Rumble, we got 2 YouTube channels going. Appreciate you for rocking. Whatever platform you own, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll know when we live. Make sure you do those things, and also let me know what you think. That's what's so great about this channel. That's what's so unique about this channel. We don't block nobody over here. This is the Freedom of Speech channel. That's what makes this channel different than most. We don't block nobody. We all on the same level. Ain't no big eyes and little U's. Everybody's opinion matters, and we don't block nobody. Why, Stock Sniper? Because this is the Freedom of Speech channel. That's why. And we all have the right to speak our mind. We all have that right. So that's why this channel is a very, very unique channel. Yeah. So we got 26 votes now. And we got about, let's see, they say 15 minutes, 5:15, 5:30. We got 7 more minutes before they come back. So I might just stay, chat. I might just stay. But give me 1 second. I'm gonna go get my water. I left my water over there. So give me a second, chat. Keep the votes coming in. Hopefully, we can get close to 100 votes. Keep the votes coming in. If you don't do nothing else, vote. Because I want to know what the people think. I want to know what the people think. So if nothing else, vote. So I can get an idea of what the overall people that vote, what they really think. So please vote. If you want to vote and you're on another platform, you have to come over here to the Freedom of Speech channel. I don't have the voting poll up on Kick, Twitch, Rumble. The voting poll is on the Freedom of Speech channel on YouTube. So I haven't figured out yet how to, to do the voting polls on Kick, Twitch, or Rumble. So the voting poll, if you want to vote, the voting poll is on the Freedom of Speech channel. That's our main channel, the Freedom of Speech channel. So we got 28 votes over there now, and more people are starting to say that Keefe will be found guilty. So keep the votes coming in, chat. Keep the votes coming in. You never know, I might make it a little interesting since I'm going to delete the live. Play a little Tupac. Play a little Tupac music while, a little bit while we listen to the stream, That's what I'm thinking about. That's what I think we might do. Listen to a little Tupac. It's on now. The Truth Talks channel. It's a channel called that. Let's see. Give me something to do until they come back on. The Truth Talks channel. Let's see. Let's see if that's a channel. Let's see. Okay, it is a such channel as the Truth Talks channel. So yeah. But yeah, they on recess right now. We're waiting on them to come back. We got 3 minutes before they come back. We got 3 minutes. Let me take this off. Take this off right here. All right, we're waiting on them to come out. Yeah, the Truth Talks channel, I think he's behind. Because, you know, a lot of content creators, they stop and talk, you know. So he's behind. They are in a 15-minute recess right now. If you watching it live, and I'm watching it live. So yeah, the Truth Talks, he's behind. Because he's doing what he do, which is talk. But yeah, we waiting on them to come back, chat. We got 2 minutes before they come back. They say they'll be back in 15 minutes. Y'all know how that goes. So we got a couple of more minutes of waiting, and we keep the votes coming in, chat. As you come in, do me a huge favor and vote. Do you think Keefe D will be found guilty for the murder of Tupac? We got 28 votes right now. 57% of the people say yes. 43% of the people say no. So hold on, chat. Give me a second. I got to go get my water. Yeah, I had to go get me some water, chat. I had to go get my water. As we wait on them to come back with testimony, man, it's going to be a nice trial. It's going to be a nice one. I just need Keefe D to testify. If Keefe D don't testify, in my opinion, he's going to be in big, big trouble. I think he already almost in big trouble. All that, you know, those interviews with Vlad TV, and all those big time YouTubers bragging about, what happened, thinking that he can get away with it, right? Because he had like what they call a proper agreement. He thought that under that proper agreement, he thought that he can talk, write books, go to podcasts. They pay him a lot of money to interview him about the Tupac murder. That's what was going on. Vlad TV, who else? And a few more of them was paying Keefe D to come up there and tell the Tupac story. And he thought because of the proper agreement, he thought he was covered. Now his defense is, Chad, is that it's all a lie. That he came on these platforms for entertainment purposes. It just was for entertainment. That he lied. So we're going to see if it's going to hold up. If I can remember correctly, they took some of Vlad TV's videos and used them as evidence. So we're going to see a whole lot of stuff, Chad, in this trial. We're going to see a lot. I think they're going to have YouTube content creators, videos as evidence of him confessing to the murder of Tupac. So they're going to start using a lot of these content creators in these streaming platforms the same way they do the rappers. That's exactly what they're going to do. Start using whatever you say on these platforms, watching these YouTube channels, and if you're talking about breaking the law, if you're talking about a crime you committed, they're going to come pick you up and they're going to put your ass in jail. Just like they doing the rappers. Like the studio gangsters. That's kind of what this YouTube content creation interviewing shit is becoming. You come up there, they ask you about the crimes you committed, and you make it sound real, real good, you know what I'm saying, for the chat and for the views. The whole time the feds is watching. That's what happened to Keefe D. The whole time. Just like they use those rappers, they lyrics in court, they finna do this in this trial. All those videos Keefe D made, all those interviews, when he's explaining in detail on what happened that night in Vegas. I remember that night, Chad. Mike Tyson was fighting. He was fighting for the belt. I think, if I remember correctly, Tyson had just got out of prison. And he was making his comeback. And that night, I'll never forget it. Mike Tyson won his belt back. But that's the same night. Tupac even walked Mike Tyson out that night. Tupac walked Mike Tyson into the ring. I can't remember what song that Tupac was singing because, Tupac and Mike Tyson was like this. And Tupac, Mike Tyson, whenever he'd come out, his walk song was Tupac. Same thing that night. I'll never forget it. I was 23 years old.
All right.
All right, here we go, Chad.
You can hear me, so.
Yes.
We back.
Oh, he's frozen now. Can you hear me, sir?
You're very faint, yes.
If I get closer to this microphone, is that any better?
There we go. I got you now.
Okay.
If you wanted to question him sitting, I have no problem with that. That'll help with the microphone issue.
I'm just going to speak up because I'm capable of asking questions in my chair.
Okay. Just offering some suggestions.
No, I appreciate the suggestion.
All right, Mr. Stamp, are we ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We have everybody. Anything we need to address before we bring the jury back in?
Not from the state.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, let's bring it in.
Staff of the jury.
All right, here we go, Chad. Court is back in session. Keefe D are on trial for the murder of Tupac Shakur. We got 30 votes. Appreciate y'all for voting. Okay, let's go. Let me know what you think about this in the comment
Yes,
section.
sir. Yes, sir.
You may be seated. All right, the state may call their next witness at this time.
Fred Miller.
Hi, Mr. Miller, can you hear me or are you frozen?
I can hear you, Honor.
Okay, great. I'm going to have my clerk swear you and then
There
Mr.
seems to be a
Please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
If you please state your full name and then spell it for the record.
Fred Miller, Fredmiller.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Mr. DiGiacomo, you may proceed.
Thank you. Sir, how did you used to be employed?
I used to be employed with the Los Angeles Police Department.
How long you were with LAPD?
Almost 30 years.
On March 9th of 1997, what was your assignment? What section were you in?
I've been assigned to Robbery Homicide Division, worked Homicide Special.
Were you one of the two detectives assigned initially the investigation into an individual identified as Christopher Wallace, also known as Biggie Smalls, also known as the notorious B.I.G.?
No, I did not receive the responsibility for the case until approximately 60 days later. We received it from the Wilshire Division, and then we took over the responsibility for the investigation.
Why would a case be transferred from Wilshire to RHD?
I'm sorry?
Why would a case at LAPD be transferred out of the Wilshire Division to the Robbery Homicide Division?
Because of the magnitude of the investigation that it looked like it was going to entail, they did not have the manpower that we had at Robbery Homicide to work a case of this magnitude.
During the course of your investigation, did you learn how Mr. Wallace died?
Yes, sir.
And can you describe that for us?
Yes, he received, I believe, 4 9mm projectiles to his body to cause his demise.
And where was he when he got shot?
He was sitting in the right passenger seat of his limousine museum.
And was that the Peterson Automotive Museum in LA?
Yes, sir, it is.
And that, was there a vibe after party after some award show that he was in attendance before he was shot?
That's correct.
And the fire marshals, did they shut down that party and that's why everyone was leaving?
That's my understanding, yes, sir.
Did you have information as to a suspect vehicle that you originally received?
That's correct. We received
They having problems with the Zoom,
newer
Chad.
Chevrolet S.
They having problems with the
Four
Zoom
door.
call.
It had very fancy rims on it. It was last seen going north on Fairfax and then eastbound on Wilshire Boulevard.
So I think what you just said was was a newer model Chevy Impala SS that was dark in color. Is that correct?
Correct. That's correct.
And the race of your potential suspect, how was that identified to you?
Yes, it's a male black.
During the course of your investigation, did you receive information that a person by the name of Dwayne Davis might be a suspect in this homicide?
Yes, we did.
I think he's frozen just as. Okay. And in addition to that, did you learn that Dwayne Davis was present at the the Peterson Automotive Museum during the party?
Yes, he was.
Did you also receive information that he potentially had a motive to harm Mr. Smalls because of some sort of monetary dispute?
Objection, Your Honor, is the leading.
What's your response?
I'm just trying
There
to
was
lay a
some-
foundation through video.
Overruled. I'll allow it given the circumstances. You can answer, Mr. Miller.
He's not frozen.
He frozen again, Chad.
I don't think we caught your answer.
Bad reception on the Zoom.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Did you receive information that he potentially had a motive over money owed to him?
Yes, from several sources, we'd heard that there was a dispute between Mr. Davis and Tupac's organization.
All right.
And ultimately, did you learn that Mr. Davis lived at a residence at 1524 California?
Yes,
Did you also learn that he had driven or received a citation driving a black Chevy Impala SS?
Objection, Your Honor, leading.
Can I have the party's approach real quick?
Just redo this tomorrow.
yes.
Damn it.
We're having a sidebar right now, Chad. A side discussion between the lawyers. What they can get in and what they can get out in this particular conversation. That's what's going on right now. A small discussion with the judge on what they can get in and what they can get out. You know, what they will allow. We'll get back to the testimony in a few seconds. Look at Keefe D. He looking like, damn.
We're going to take a 10-minute recess.
Oh,
to
shit.
fix the feed a little bit. During this recess, you are admonished not to talk or converse amongst yourself or with anyone else on any subject connected to the trial, or read, watch, or listen to any report of or commentary on the trial of any person connected with this case by any medium of information, including without limitation, newspaper, television, the internet, and radio, or form or express any opinion on any subject connected with the trial until the case is submitted to you. I apologize for the constant in and out, but we do need to try to fix this. All right, please rise for the jury.
Another recess, Chad. This time we're gonna recess too, and I just come back when they come back home. So if you're just not coming in, Chad, we are watching the Tupac murder trial. Keefe D is on trial for the murder of Tupac. We are going to cover this trial from beginning to the end. You want to keep it right here, Chad? Less talking, more watching the trial. That's what we're gonna do. Less talking, more watching the trial. Freedom of speech. Say what you want to say in the chat.
So, Jared, Jacob's going to call.
Freedom of speech channel. Whatever you think, say it. Type it.
Okay. If you guys want to try to.
You know what I'm gonna do, Chad? I'm gonna end it right here. I'm gonna come back.
You decide.
So we got what 18 people in the building now. Y'all hit that like button. Not only hit the like button, but subscribe to the channel. I'm coming back. You know, I'm coming back. Over here, it's the Freedom of Speech channel. You can type whatever you want to type. That's how we gonna rock. But I'll be back, chat. Whenever they come back on, I'll be back. So make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. So, and put on the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when I come back. As of right now, we got 38 votes. I'm gonna start the voting process all over again. We got 55%. 55% of the people say Keefe D is gonna be found guilty. 45% saying he gonna get off. Keefe D gonna have to get on the stand though, chat. And that's gonna be crazy. Keefe D gonna have to testify in this trial, in my opinion. If I was Keefe D lawyer, bro, you gotta come up here and talk, bro. You gotta let us know what made you go on these social media platforms and run your mouth. He gonna have to get on the stand, Chad. Keefe D gonna have to get on the stand and try to convince the jury that all those interviews he was doing was just for content. You know, like I say all the time, when we watch these content creators and when we watch YouTube, it's like watching Netflix. So Keefe D gonna have to take a play out of my playbook and gonna have to convince everybody in that jury that he was saying that just like a movie. That he was only doing it for likes, views, and subscribers. So he gonna have to convince the jury that he was saying all that stuff for likes, views, and subscribers and money. That's what's gonna save him for going down that road. Because guess what? Keefe D is 63 years old. Whatever he get is a life sentence, in my opinion. If he get found guilty and they give him 30, 20, Keefe D, he gonna have to, Mark Jackson, he's gonna have to convince the jury that he was just clout chasing. He's gonna have to convince the jury that he was clout chasing. That's what he's gonna have to convince them. He's gonna have to convince the jury that he was doing all this for likes, views, subscribers, and money, and clout chasing. He's gonna have to convince that jury. Can he do it? He's gonna have to get on the stand. So I'll be back, chat. Soon as they come back, I will be right back. So I'm gonna take a break right now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you cut on the notification bells. Soon as they come back with the trial, I'm going live again. I'll be back, chat.